Okay, because the next topic has to do with this whole issue with this pepper spray. As you guys, many of you don't know, protesters at UC Davis, student protesters. We bring this up because Stephanie's too young to know that back in the 60s, as part of a Vietnam protest, our own National Guard opened fire on students at Kent State, killing students.
Yes.
So it has happened in America before. But I'm going to show Stephanie now a video of student protesters being pepper sprayed because it raises this issue, you guys.
Yes.
Is this okay? Is this okay to do this? Is this the norm to use pepper spray in this kind of way? Let's take a look and we'll see.
Welcome to the Ilona Show, where we'll get the real headlines with none of the mercy. We're coming live out of Washington, D.C. Now tonight, we're going to take a look at brutal police tactics used on students at UC Davis last Friday. The video to prove it has gone viral. As the school's chancellor tries to walk back her initial support for the police action, we're going to ask why this kind of response is becoming the norm. Then this weekend in Iowa, GOP candidates sat down for a Thanksgiving family forum where they discussed social values and policies. And the responses make a lot of people question if some parts of the GOP would welcome a Christian theocracy here in America. We're going to show you some of the clips of the responses that are going to blow your mind. And it was announced today that PFC Bradley Manning will finally get a public court hearing on December 16th
That's
in Maryland.
the WikiLeaks guy.
Jim Hancher will join us to talk about what we might get to see there and ask why the White House has refused to follow its own petition rules and answer questions on the case. We'll have all that and more for you tonight, including a dose of happy hour. But first, let's take a look at what the mainstream media has decided to miss.
Come on, we want to see the pepper spray.
Well, it's official.
Okay.
The super committee that everybody knew wasn't going to be able to come to any bipartisan deal to cut a minimum of
They got you, didn't they?
On Saturday,
there you go.
When thousands of students shamed the chancellor and gave her the silent treatment as she walked to her
national issue.
Well, from the UC Davis.
Here we go.
But they don't want anybody to know that because, you see, they don't actually care about the deficit. But then we, the people, will be left again saying, hey, wait a minute, if you don't care about the deficit and think it's a national security issue, then why are you spending all your time bickering on the super committee instead of creating jobs? And then the real dysfunction and worthlessness will be
Stephanie
exposed.
was doing this,
it
would be so much more interesting.
So the point here is that it's all a game. It's all part of the overall dysfunction of our political system.
I'm just trying to get to the pepper spray.
The fact that what this country needs to get back on track gets a lot less attention than what special interests, mostly corporate interests and defense contractor interests, actually need. Now, lawmakers are slaves to those interests. The super committee got said as if it actually matters. The real problems, that's what they miss.
Okay, here we go. I think this is the pepper spray. I'm getting there. It's internet television.
This past weekend, this horrible video of police pepper spraying students who were peacefully protesting as part of the Occupy movement on the UC Davis campus went viral.
That's like he's spraying with garden.
Now, as you can see in the video, the students were simply sitting on the ground, arms linked, not interfering with the police in any way, despite the police's initial defense that they had to use pepper spray because they had been encircled. It's just another example of more brutal, unnecessary tactics being used, and it's resulted in widespread condemnation. Many people are calling on the UC Davis chancellor to resign, although she refuses and has so far changed her tune, initially supporting the police action and later expressing regret, even outrage, as well as trying to mend the situation by putting the two pepper spraying cops on leave. Now today, students held another action on campus. And unfortunately, situations like this are becoming less the exception and more the rule. Joining me to discuss it all is Lee.
Well, that's what we're saying. Listen, you guys, the students, I'll just make it shorter. The students went to the school president and said, first of all, who called the police? That's the first thing the students said. Is who called the police and invited them to come on our campus?
That's the question I
asked. And that's what Professor Victor asked. So the students are demanding, and some of the faculty, that the head of the university resign.
Yep.
Just even calling the police to have them there. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, what also happened as part of this, you guys, is that it was covered on Fox.
And what was the reason why they pepper sprayed?
They said that the students, officially the first report, Stephanie, is that the students had surrounded the police and were threatening them.
But there's no video of that, is it?
No, that.
Wow.
That looks kind of like
They're just sitting there and they're spraying them.
that's what came. That's why the video went. Thank you for the internet.
Thank you.
It went viral, Stephanie, and everybody saw it.
Yep.
And everybody got kind of, people reacted to it. Now, what's so amazing on Fox News, what's her name? What's this lady? Megan Kelly said, when asked, she told Bill Riley, and this is a quote, "It's like a derivative of actual pepper. It's a food product, essentially." I try not to call people dumb, followed by other expletives, but this is so inviting. I so want to call her
I know. Be
names.
careful.
I really do.
Come on.
It's so on the tip of my tongue, you just want to say, oh, I could just call you names. I just could.
Just show your eloquence with a lady in the room. Show 'em.
Okay.
Show your.
All right, but I'm just saying, see how they trivialize?
Yes, they do.
That's what I'm saying. That makes me so angry to see how they trivialize the officer just casually just walking up and down, pepper spraying people.
Right.
For what?
So
this is America, right?
Wait. Let me give
Okay.
you the ignorant part of it. It's the assumption that's what's in the can is what it is. I mean, just if somebody says that I'm gonna hit you I'm gonna beat you with a police stick, it won't hurt that bad. I said, really? Depends on how hard the person who's swinging it, right? So
We talked about that.
I know.
Because
So-
I have felt, we raised a hand. How many of y'all ever been hit by a cop?
Yo.
Oh, me, I have. I
Yes.
have been hit by a cop. 16.
Yes.
Hit me really good.
And it hurts.
That's right. And how many have ever looked down the barrel of a shotgun while they call you nigga?
Yes.
Oh, I have.
Yes.
I have.
So
okay.
So
you haven't lived.
So now remember,
until you've done that.
Remember, when you're talking Fox, look, it's a business, and when they're sitting in that seat, their position is like Fox being related to the Dodgers. Whether it's UC Berkeley, there are outlining relationships because they say the higher you go up in this wonderful barbaric society of corporate mongering, the relationships tend to overlap in many ways to prosper what they want as this is what's happening on your behalf. This is the part where I say, Mario, as long as they keep doing that traditional corporate, let me take a stance as if the pepper spray is not that bad. Now imagine her son or daughter being pepper sprayed. Would she come on the show and say, it wasn't that bad. My son or daughter wasn't in harm's
Exactly.
way. That's the part that they won't do.
Exactly. You don't want to. When you think of the people who could be hurt in these kinds of things, that's the part that really gets to you.
Like I said, you guys, I'm putting in my little 2 cents in because it's Conspiracy Wednesday, but I stay happy because Stephanie's in the house and I can stay calm. Just say I'm cool.
She's calming me too.
Yes.
She's calming me too. Yes.
I'm glad it's working.
Yeah, see, it's work. See, she gets to. This is the easy part of the show. She gets to watch Mario as
Foam at the mouth.
Yes.
Let's go.
It's pretty interesting. I like to listen to you guys.
Oh, there we go. Got you a
Thank
fan,
you.
man. Got you a fan. Got you a fan.
Well, here's another piece I got to show you guys. Because I think it relates so much to internet television, to being in that whole different world, because people like us, we use this technology differently. It's like what young folks are good. That's why I want so badly for people like Stephanie to have their own internet television channel, because they're not going to do with it what I would do with mine.
Yeah.
They're going to do their own thing, and that's what's going to make it hot. It's going to be different. Everybody's is different.
Right.
And that's what makes it cool, and you need to have the power
Yeah.
in the hands of people like this.
Right.
And then see what they do. And that's part of why we do this, to continually push that. Well, when it comes to the Occupy Wall Street movement, there's a concerted effort on the behalf of hackers and geeks all over the world to make that information available. Because of that, people are setting up their own Wi-Fi towers
Smart.
at the Occupy camp. Some of them powered by generators. Some of the generators are these new green generators, less polluting generators.
I love it.
But the whole thing is, how do you go about making sure that people can connect while they're at the camps? So people are building these at the camps. Let's take a look as they talk about some of it. So that's where they got these towers.
So I'm Isaac Wilder. I was born and raised in Kansas City. What brings me here is a belief that we can build a better world, and my little piece of that is building a better network. So I'm one of the directors of the Free Network Foundation, and we advocate for global scale, decentralized and distributed networks. We believe that they are far more resistant to breakdown and immune to censorship, and thus better than the architecture we have today, where networks are run by for-profit operators and they get to look at all of the packets we send back and forth. So we set up this Freedom Tower here, give all the people of Liberty Park Wi-Fi, give them access to the internet, let them tell their friends what's going on. And it's a drop in the bucket, but it's a start on the long, hard road to a free network.
Right on. How's it been going so far?
That's been going great. I mean, tower's running great, which is the main thing I care about. Been staying dry mostly. The tower is not a concern. It's weatherproof, but I'm not so weatherproof. So. Yeah, it's going great. It's going great. This is the most beautiful fucking thing in the world. It's easy. You get desensitized to it after a minute, but if you step away and then you come back, you're like, oh yeah.
I'm so proud of folks like this.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of it.
That we are all.
That's what I would do if I was 21.
And now there's your videos. There you go. Bam.
So you guys, and there's a network of people that I'm going to be talking about. We've been here going a while, so I'm going to go switch up. Next week, I'll talk about and show you a network of folks who are in rooms like this, monitoring the internet on a continuous basis and gathering videos to show you. And we'll show you that next week. Remember, we want you to know, just now I'm just going to name the sites for you, Vic, and we'll just go there real quickly just to show them, okay?
And while you do that, I'll remind everybody that that gentleman has now had his name targeted for the tower person. So you know.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be in the CIA. I'm in the database. I'm in the FBI database when I was 17. They've been following my ass a long time.
See, what they're supposed to do is he goes up and says, okay, they're going to have my name, rank, and serial number, and the tower police are going to come, and now they're going to find a way legally to not allow that to happen by permit, all these other conditions. Yeah. So people need to set up those. See, they're going to target me too.
They got to legally when you make the laws, whatever's legal is whatever you say.
Right, you have to make have multiple towers for the position because it's coming. You know it is.
I don't know what happened. My browser shut down.
Yeah, well, you should tell everybody why it shut down.
Because this computer has its own mind. Sometimes it just goes. It's like it's infected by the Republican Tea Party ninjas.
See,
and then all of a sudden I'm on air, and my computer just starts talking and going places. Oh, it came back.
It came back.
It came back. Now? Oh, it's coming back now.
Good.
Come back.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll be able to show because I want to go and show you the two sites. Just show you these are the two sites for Occupy Wall Street. OccupyWallStreet.org. Come on, we can go to that one first.
All right.